At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Sara Bell, DLC tutor, who in return will introduce the student who she works with. Sara Bell.
It is my great pleasure to introduce the next speaker to you. You've all heard the expression, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life gave my student lemons, a boatload of lemons, she made promises. Her children would not be abused. There would be Christmas presents, Easter baskets, birthdays, and Valentines. Excuse me. They would not go to bed hungry, and there would not be a chain and a lock on the refrigerator door. They would go to school, and they would be literate. She would advocate for them with the fierceness of a mother lion. Things would be a whole lot different for her children than they were for her. Amidst the promises made and kept, there was a huge one. Roxie promised her dad that she would learn to read. She came to the Literacy Center and started her learning adventure. She left the center when he was ill, and when he died, Roxie set about keeping her promise, returning to the DLC, where she and I began her journey to literacy together. In the 3 years that I've been working with Roxie, she's gone from practicing the alphabet to reading and writing. We've cried. We do that every now and then. We've laughed too hard and too loud, according to others in the area. We have drummed. We've sung, or I should say, I have sung, and she has grimaced. And we have shared our lives. She reads groceries, road signs, important papers, posters, recipes, report cards, Tony, computer mail, snail mail, greeting cards, anything and everything. She reads. It is an honor to introduce my student, my friend, and my hero, Roxie Myers.
Hi, my name is Roxie Myers, and I'm happy to tell you I'm learning how to read. Let me tell you a story before I learned how to read. It's like this blank sheet of paper. When you don't know how to read, it ain't nothing there. When you don't know how to write or spell, it ain't nothing there. I don't remember going to the kindergarten, but when I was in school, your teachers were supposed to teach you how to read and write. I don't remember getting that. You have a mother who's supposed to teach you how to read, to tell you bedtime stories. I didn't get that. As I was going to school, I thought I could read. I had this teacher come up to me, maybe when I was in a higher grade. She was like, "Why you get this book for? You can't read it." It made me feel bad because I thought I could read. And then when you was in school, you know, you had to write your name and the date on the corner. I didn't do that because I didn't know how to write my name. I didn't know how to write numbers. And when we had a spelling test, I wrote words. They didn't mean nothing. I didn't know how to write it. The teacher held it up, no name, no date. She put a fat F up on there. I was too ashamed to say, "It's my paper." Somebody came to me and taught me how to write my name. When I said, "Oh my God, that's Roxie A. Myers, that's me, Roxie A. Myers, Roxie A. Myers." when I had my first child, he was 3 weeks old. He like to die because he had a hernia and a blockage. I couldn't read, so I didn't know. So I took him to the hospital, and they said, "You got a dying baby. You need to fill out these papers." I didn't know how to fill them out. I was scared to tell the people, "I don't know how to read. I don't know how to write." So I told this nurse, and she made fun of me. She went back and said, "This lady does not know how to read. How is she going to take care of the sick baby?" That made me feel so bad. And I still didn't know how to read at this time. It took me 1.5 years to learn how to write my kids' name, each and one of them. And so when my kids was little, I was reading a book. They didn't know I didn't know how to read at the time. And I was reading it, I was making up stories. You see pictures, and I went by the pictures. Well, when my kids got older, it's like, "Mama, that's not what that says." Well, that made me feel really bad. I wanted to learn how to read. When my daughter was in preschool, they had this program. When your daughter was in program, you have to learn how to read. Well, I went, but I found out the lady did not want me there because she didn't have time to teach a person who did not know how to read or write. And from this day, I didn't know how to read and didn't know how to write. And when I seen this program up on the Marshall, and I called it, and I was still ashamed. I was like, this program's going to treat me like the rest of them has. Turn me away because I couldn't read, I couldn't write. I called and I told them, "My name is Roxie. I can't read, I can't write. Could you help me?" And they said, "Sure." I went over there. It's for me, for a test, it's either passing or failing. Well, back then, I mean, they have told me it's not a failing or passing grade. It depends where you at. I was like, "Well, how am I going to read this? I can't write. I can't spell." They said, "Don't worry. We'll get somebody to read it for you." And they did. When I found out I was in the lower level, past kindergarten, I felt so bad, but I still went. And my kids was with me. They was in the hallway as they was working, and I was working. And I wanted my kids to be proud of their mother, because her mother could read. I didn't want my kids to be like me. I made my kids read every single night. My kids hated me. They did not like it, but now they appreciated it. They appreciate it now. They love me because they know how to read. They don't have to struggle like I have. And if I hadn't been for the literacy or these tutors, we will be still out there wondering, where are we going to read? Who's going to teach us how to read? So I think for the Literacy Center and them giving us the tutors, because if it hadn't been for our tutors, we will be still lost. So I think of the Literacy Center. I want to read you of a Dr. Seuss before I close. The more that you read, the more things you will learn. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. And we have plenty more places to go. We'll not stop going. So thank you so much.